The United States said it seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela on December 20th, marking the second such maritime interdiction announced by U.S. authorities this month. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem shared a video of the operation on social media platform X, highlighting what she described as a major enforcement action against sanctioned oil trafficking. The 7-minute video released by Noem showed U.S. helicopters approaching and landing on the deck of the tanker during the early stages of the seizure. Noem said the vessel had recently docked in Venezuela and was transporting what U.S. officials described as sanctioned oil in violation of international restrictions. The U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security said, quote, "In a pre-dawn action early this morning on December 20th, the U.S. Coast Guard with the support of the Department of War apprehended an oil tanker that was last docked in Venezuela. The United States will continue to pursue the illicit movement of sanctioned oil that is used to fund narco-terrorism in the region. We will find you, and we will stop you. Thank you to our brave men and women of the U.S. Coast Guard and Department of War." Unquote. Venezuela rejected the seizure, strongly condemning the action and describing it as a serious act of international piracy carried out by the United States. Authorities in Caracas said they intend to file a formal complaint with the United Nations Security Council and other multilateral agencies and governments of the world over the incident. Media reports identified the seized vessel as the Panama-flagged tanker Centuries, though U.S. officials have not publicly confirmed the ship's registration details. The operation was led by the U.S. Coast Guard and closely resembled a similar maritime interdiction carried out earlier this month near Venezuelan waters. On December 10th, the United States had seized an oil tanker identified as Skipper during a separate operation off the Venezuelan coast. U.S. officials alleged that the Skipper was part of a so-called ghost fleet and was carrying sanctioned Iranian oil in violation of U.S. restrictions. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro accused the United States of kidnapping the crew and stealing the ship, rejecting Washington's justification for the seizure. The second seizure came just days after President Donald Trump announced what he called a complete naval blockade on Venezuela. This comes amid heightened tensions in the Caribbean, as the United States continues to strike boats near Venezuela for alleged drug trafficking. The U.S. launched Operation Southern Spear in November, saying the mission is aimed at countering what Washington describes as narco-terrorism networks operating across the Caribbean.